ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your next comedian. Put your hands together for the brilliant Paul!
I best be good. That was amazing. That was an amazing intro. Speaking of which, I don't think my act's going to be any good, anywhere near as good as that. So I'm going to end on that point. And thank you very much. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you. I won't go far. You're okay. Oh, I'm back. No booze. No booze. Thank you very much, everybody. That was an amazing cheer. Really appreciate it. But that's the level you've set yourselves now. So even if I'm rubbish, you still need to be at that level, or you're letting yourselves down. So please keep that up as we go along. Weren't the other acts brilliant? Weren't they great? Excellent, you do agree. I mean, I don't swear very often, but flipping heck, they were amazing. They were so good. My dad came today, which is quite good. I'm glad that he's there at the bar laughing at me. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So my name's Paul. My name's Paul Barber. I'm originally from Birmingham, in case you hadn't guessed from the hidden accent. And I know what you're thinking. People from Birmingham, we're clever. You were thinking that, were you? Yeah. So we're intelligent. We've got sexy accents. Yeah, I know that, yeah. Thank you. That wasn't a joke, but thanks anyway. But we're not known for our comedy. Well, you're wrong. Lots and lots of famous comedians from Birmingham. There's Jasper Carrott. Yeah. There's did I say Jasper Carrott? Yeah, I said Jasper Carrott. Ken Dodd, was he from Birmingham? No. There are lots of funny people from Birmingham, and not just to look at like me. There are lots of funny people from Birmingham. I work for Progress to Excellence on the t-shirt. Thank you, as a couple of other people do. They don't sponsor me. They just don't pay me enough for clothes, so I just nick the stuff from the stationery cupboard. Yeah, I work for Progress to Excellence. And we decided, my colleague Chris and I decided about 6 months ago, I think we were the first people who signed up for this, and we said we'll do a double act. Really scary being up in your own. People keep saying, are you nervous? I was really nervous until I parked my car outside and realised I've got to leave it for the night, and that's made me more nervous. But yeah, because we're both nervous, me and Chris said we'll do a double act, and that'll really help. So for the next part of this act, I'd like you to welcome up my colleague Chris Erickson. Round of applause, please. Chris? I knew he wouldn't come. I knew it. He promised me he wouldn't. I had an inkling that he might not make it. Chris is known for his bad dad jokes. So I did ask him for his favourite dad one-liner, if you give it me. I had an inkling he wouldn't come. And his joke was, have you heard about the film Constipation? No, it hasn't come out yet. That was Chris's terrible joke, and he's got more of a laugh than anything I've said so far. Yeah, cheers for that. Really supportive audience. Thank you very much. So as I say, I'm originally from Birmingham. I've been in the Wirral for quite a while. I came up for a long weekend to meet my then girlfriend's family, and it's now 17 years later. I'm married, and I've got a mortgage, so I don't quite know what happened there. It was only a long weekend, but it's turned into a bloody long weekend. I am married to the gorgeous Hannah, or Hannah, is what I call her. Who sat pretty much in my eye line just about there, which is a bit off-putting, you know. She is here. She's not here to support me. I told her I was going to perform for 5 minutes, and she said there's no chance of that. So she wanted to come and see it for herself. Again, you think that's a joke, but it's really not. When I first came up here, I had the usual things for somebody not from the area. People say, you're not from around here. You talk a bit funny. It's a bit rich, I thought. You don't sound like us. Leave my daughter alone. Get off our premises. I never want to see you again. Those kind of standard things you get when you come to a new area. Yeah, I live in West Kirby. Anybody else here live in West Kirby? Oh, a few people. Okay. So, if any of you don't know West Kirby, we only moved there recently, me and Hannah. So those who live in West Kirby like us will know that because we live in West Kirby, we're better than the rest of you. So, no, I don't mean that offensively, it's just a fact. And I don't even think it necessarily. Our neighbours told us that over canapes and caviar when we were on their yacht last weekend. So yeah, that's it. So I said my wife's from up here originally, otherwise why else would I be in the Wirral? She sounds a little bit like a Scouser and acts a little bit like a Scouser, but isn't a Scouser. She's from the Wirral. And apparently from the Wirral isn't the same as a Scouser. I mean, 17 years, I haven't worked out the difference, but you probably know it out there in the audience. Has anybody here got kids? Anybody kids? Yeah. There's a few people got their hand up. It's not school. I'm not a child support agency, don't worry, I just wondered, yeah. Well, I got a son. You can applaud that if you want. It was a bit of effort on my part. No, good. I got a son, yeah. 2 sons. Sorry, I've got 2 sons. Sorry, 2 sons. Always do that. Always do that with 2 sons. Henry's my eldest. Henry's 4.5. He's recently started school. Very intelligent. The teachers have already said he's quite advanced for his age. Really intelligent, really bright kid. Really friendly, really outgoing. Made loads of friends in school. He's brilliant, Henry. He's an absolutely wonderful lad. My other son, Stanley. Yeah, Stanley. Stanley's 1. And I'm sure he does stuff as well, I don't know, but I know he's 1. And that's not that I don't love Stanley as much as Henry, although people at the back of my work, we didn't know he had 2 kids, so that's interesting. It's not that I don't love Stanley as much. It's just second child syndrome. It's just typical. When you get a second child, it's just a bit different. And anybody here who's got more than 1 child or is a second child themselves will tell you that. So as an example, as the first child, Henry, when we found out that Hannah was pregnant, we were worried about dust and dirt, and everything had to be sterilised. The whole house, top to bottom, the floors, the walls, doors, ceilings. I was sterilised. Didn't work. We had a second child. But everything had to be sterilised. So everything was sterilised. There wasn't a speck of dirt in our house. And when he was born, everything we bought, all the bottles, the dummies, clothes, everything was sterilised before we went anywhere near him. Stanley, the second child, we just couldn't be asked, to be honest. We just didn't care. And again, it's nothing about him, but we went for the 3-second rule generally. The 3-second rule quickly turned into the 30-second rule. Then we thought, well, if you can't see visible dirt, it must be all right. We thought germs are good for you. If the dog licks his dummy, that's okay. They've got sterile tongues, dogs. He'll be absolutely fine. Big difference between first and second child. Another good example, food. So Henry, when Henry was his proper food, we were really, really careful about what we had. We bought this ridiculous expensive baby blender, which is just like a normal blender, but smaller and a lot more expensive. And everything was pulverised into within an inch of its life. Everything was herbicide-free and pesticide-free and no colourings and preservatives, no flavour, all those kind of things. And we were really, really careful about what he ate. We knew where the potatoes were picked, where the carrots were picked. We knew the brand of the wellies that the farmer was wearing when he picked them. Everything we knew about it. First child. Second child, Stanley, after about a month, he was happy enough with a Happy Meal. And it was easier. He gets a toy, so he was happy. We licked the salt off the chips, so that was a bit better for him. We'd usually order a fruit bag. And Diet Coke, always Diet Coke. I'm not a bad parent, always Diet Coke. And he's done all right from that. I do love my kids. I do love both my kids. After about 8 o'clock in the morning and before 8 o'clock of an evening, I love my kids. Either side of that, they're Hannah's kids, not mine. So I can take them or leave them at that point. One of the things I mentioned that I'm from Birmingham. I'm very proud of being from Birmingham. I do like living up here in not a Scouser land. I do like living up here, but I'm very proud to be from Birmingham. And Henry, being 4.5, thinks he's a Brummie. And he's very proud of that. You only have to mention the bull ring and there's a little tear in his eye. And he gets all excited. Very proud Brummie. We were having an argument the other day, and his ultimate insult to me was, yeah, but you're a Scouser. I was like, whoa! So we settled that and agreed we were both Brummies, and Mummy was the from the Wirral person. So we agreed that Henry's very proud of that. If we're going by where Henry was conceived, technically he is a Brummie. So he's got that right. Stanley, being only 1, he talks a bit funny. He's got ginger hair. He's a Scouser. As far as I'm concerned, that's it. No question. Sorry, from the Wirral. And if we're going by where he was conceived, then technically Stanley belongs to Travelodge Swindon. But yeah. So that's about it for my slot. I'm fed up of listening to myself talking, so you definitely must be fed up to listen to me. Even the guy who won't stop laughing, I'm that bad. Dad. So I'm going to finish. There's no encore, unfortunately. I know you're screaming out for it, but there is no encore. I wanted to finish with a joke. Most of the other people have finished with a bit of a joke at the end, even if there haven't been some before that. And lots of people have mentioned, as soon as you say you're doing this, people say, I've got one for you. Here's one for you. And partly I can't always remember them, and partly they're usually pretty shit, to be honest. So I haven't done them. I work with a lot of young people, the people at the back. I work with a lot of youngsters. Yeah, that's them. I work with a lot of youngsters. And their idea of a joke is to say something offensive and then finish it with your mum or and your mum. And apparently to an 18-year-old, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. So I'm not going to use any and your mum jokes. I am going to use a joke from Henry. I told him what I was doing. He said, oh, Daddy, what jokes are you telling him? I told him a bit about Stanley and about Mummy being from the Wirral. He thought that was hilarious. And he said, I've got a joke for you, Daddy. I've got a joke you have to say. And I said, OK then, son. OK, we'll try that. So this is a joke from Henry. He's 4.5. He's just started school. If you don't find this funny, you've let him down. Don't feel under pressure. Don't worry about that. I'm not cared. But if you can live with yourself for that, then that's fine. So Henry, 4.5-year-old, his joke is, why do bears always catch colds? Because they walk around with bare feet. Just like your mum. Thank you very much, everybody. I've been Paul Barber. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Look for Paul!